But one bitter winter, the great lantern's flame went out. The villagers tried everything they could to relight it, but the snow was heavy and firewood was scarce. People whispered that this winter would be their darkest yet. No one wanted to go out into the forest to find the special wood that could make a lasting flame. It was too risky to unknown. Except for a young girl named Myra. Myra was small and quiet, always listening to the stories of her village's past. She'd heard about the brave souls who ventured into the deep woods to gather the wood for the great lantern, but those were just stories to most people now. To Myra, they were real. One night, after hearing the villagers argue over what to do, she made up her mind. She would go to the forest herself and bring back the wood they needed. She took a tiny lantern which barely lit more than a few steps ahead of her, and set off. The forest was cold and strange, shadows twisting around her in the dim light. But Myra kept walking, even as the trees seemed to loom closer, and the sounds grew louder. She whispered stories to herself about the brave villagers of the past, trying to remind herself that she too could be brave. Then, Myra saw a faint light shimmering through the trees. It was a patch of the special wood, glowing softly under the snow. She knelt down and collected as much as her small hands could carry. But as she turned to leave, she heard a faint whimper nearby. There, huddled in the snow, was a little fox, shivering and lost. That night, the villagers relit the great lantern with the wood Myra brought back, and light returned to the village. But even more than the flame, they were inspired by Myra's courage and kindness. From that winter on, Myra was known as the Little Lantern, the girl who lit up the darkest night with her courage and compassion. And every winter, when the snow fell heavy, they told her story, reminding each other that sometimes the greatest light comes from within. Message: true courage isn't just about facing the dark. It's about bringing light to others, even when you're unsure. For kids and adults alike, Myra's story reminds us that bravery and kindness can light the way for everyone.